Hello, my friends, and welcome to The Simple Sober Life. I am Joshua, and I help others in sobriety ignite their purpose and create a life of awesome. Welcome, my friends, and thank you so much for joining me here today. First, if you haven't yet done so, please make sure to give this video a big old thumbs up so that we can spread the word quicker and to more people on how to create a life of awesome in sobriety. So, in AA, there is an old adage that says, we are a glum lot. And, when we were drinking, that was probably absolutely true. I know from personal experience, I was the absolute definition of a glum lot. But because we have built up a solid foundation of sobriety, we no longer have to live that way. And so I believe it is not only our right, but our obligation to create a life of awesome and a life of success. I mean, we have been given this second chance. It would be disgusting to squander it and not create the biggest impact that we possibly can. Success means different things to different people. For some people, it might mean going out, creating a movement, creating a global impact, and, touching the lives of as many people as they possibly can. And that's awesome. Some others, want to play smaller, want to, really focus on their own communities and their own families. And that is awesome too. If you can go in every single day and be the best mom or the best dad who encourages and empowers their children to, follow their dreams and, create their own life of awesome, that is spectacular. That is such cool success. And we only can do anything if we do it on a bed of solid sobriety. But once we have that foundation, once we have that rock, then it's time to get building. It's time to start creating that life of awesome. And I have 10 tips for you on how to create success in sobriety. Tip number one, my friends, on how to create success in sobriety is make a plan. A building doesn't get built before the architectural plan is designed. And, we need to think of ourselves as building this massive building, this cool structure that will stand tall amongst our peers. And so we need a plan in order to get that started. Whether your goals into success are financial, relationship-driven, health-driven, spirituality-driven, it doesn't matter. What you want to do is you want to analyze exactly where you are right now, where you want to be in a set period of time. I would make it a short period of time, 6 to 9 months is always a good time frame. That way it doesn't seem so astronomical that you're not able to even think about it. And then what is standing in your way? We want to be able to maneuver around those obstacles so that when we actually put our plan into action, then we can move forward with ease and stability. So create that plan. Start with something simple. If, you're kind of lethargic or, kind of, a couch potato or whatever the case may be, start with something simple. Create a plan, just to get up and start moving around so that, you feel a little bit more energized, so that you feel a little better about yourself because you've actually accomplished something for the day. But make a plan. Tip number 2 for creating success in sobriety is to prepare for the unexpected. Unfortunately, we might have this brilliant plan that we talked about, and, it might seem concrete and that nothing could possibly go wrong, but something always goes wrong, doesn't it? It's never that exact plan that works out how, we anticipated from the beginning. If that were the case, I would have a collection of Academy Awards sitting on a shelf in my mansion in Bel Air. But what we can do is we can create a vision for ourselves and start moving through. But we need to keep in mind that there will be obstacles that come out. So what are we going to do in order to either go around, I guess around would be this way, wouldn't it? Over or under those obstacles so that we can keep moving forward towards our goals. You know, a lot of people have financial goals, and boy, are there obstacles when it comes to financial goals. You know, you might be moving in the right track, you know, watching your savings account grow, and then all of a sudden the car breaks down. Well, crap. That's an obstacle, isn't it? It's something that we weren't really expecting, but if we keep those in mind and understand that those unexpected events are gonna come up, they're gonna pop up, as long as we keep our cool, understand that the unexpected needs to be expected, we have the ability, we have the mindset, and we have the courage to keep forging forward towards our goals. So, make sure to prepare for those unexpected events. All right, my friends, tip number 3 for creating success in sobriety is to develop good habits. Now, you all have done the ultimate good habit and developed it and are still continuing to develop it, and that is, of course, your sobriety. We cannot build anything on a foundation of drugs and alcohol. Just doesn't work for us. So we have developed that good habit, and congratulations for that. But there's more work to do if we are going to create success in sobriety. You know, we want to develop good habits with our health, with our money actions, with the relationships that we're in, with our spirituality, and of course with our employment, and pursuing those passions. You know, some of the good habits that I have started developing was getting up earlier and starting to do a meditation practice, a little yoga practice. I set my intentions for the day, and I have noticed over the past couple of weeks that my energy has been higher, you know, my positivity has been rolling a bit longer, you know, because I've implemented those good habits in the morning. In the evening, you know, I will say prayers, I will say gratitude, I will read something inspirational or motivating so that during the night I can get an easy night's sleep. And every single day, I work on the Simple Sober Life, or I work on personal development, or, you know, I work on some aspect of my life so that I can continue moving forward to achieving my success goals in sobriety. Speaking of goals, my friends, here is tip number 4, and we must prioritize those goals. You know, when I first got sober, I was absolutely broke. I literally didn't have a penny to my name. And coming out of jail, I literally had nowhere to go. And so my prioritized goal once I got sober was, you know, getting a job and start increasing my financial situation, improving my financial situation. You know, that was at the top of my list. Once I had that under control, then I could move on to the next thing on my list, which was to start eating better, start working out a little bit more, and overall becoming a healthier person. So make sure that you are prioritizing your goals. It will really help you achieve your ultimate goals, because then you're not really focused on, you know, trying to do everything at once. You know, that gets maddening. Believe me, I've done it over and over and over again. You know, I'll try to do this, and I'll try to do that, and I'll try to do this, and I'll try to do it all at once, and nothing ever works. It all starts crumbling around me, and all I'm left with is anxiety and frustration because nothing worked. And, you know, so we need to slow down and prioritize what is the most important to us right now? What is going to propel us forward to achieve our ultimate goal? You know, what is one goal that we can work on right now in order to, you know, keep moving forward? All right, my friends, tip number 5 for creating success in sobriety. And I wish I would have learned this many, many years ago. I would have saved myself a lot of heartache, a lot of frustration, a lot of aggravation, a lot of disappointment. Learn from your mistakes. You know, I've heard this over and over and over inside the rooms of AA. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. And, you know, it doesn't need to be something as extreme as, you know, getting sober and then, you know, relapsing. It can be something as simple as, you know, misplacing your keys. You know, we make the mistake of not putting the keys back where we always keep them, and then we're struggling to find out. And then we go through drawers. And then we open the refrigerator. And, you know, we toss around clothes and we check pockets. And then we start the cycle again. We go through drawers. And then we open the refrigerator. And then we start going through clothes, thinking the keys are going to magically appear. Do they? Nope. Usually they turn up exactly where they should be. It's maddening. But learning from our mistakes. And this applies to every single aspect of your life. You know, making those financial mistakes. You know, it's okay to make financial mistakes as long as we learn from them. You know, I have certainly made some huge financial mistakes in my life, and sometimes I learned from them. Sometimes it took me more than once, but I have definitely been there and I completely understand. But learning from those mistakes, even if you have to write them down, you know, what was the lesson learned, so that you can go back and realize that should that situation come up again, it didn't really work out so well for me last time, probably not going to work out this time either. Relationships, you know, getting into a bad relationship. If you keep falling for the same person or same type of person over and over and over and over again, it might be time to reevaluate the type of person you're looking for, you know. And, you know, this goes with health goals. You know, if you are so gung-ho about a new diet or a new fad or new something, and you crash every single time, the only thing you're left with is, you know, is self-doubt and, you know, self-loathing. Believe me, I've done it. But, you know, just keeping to a regular regimen, a regular routine, and, you know, taking smart risks, which we'll talk about soon. You know, make sure to learn from your mistakes, my friends. Tip number 6 for creating success in sobriety is try different strategies. You know, we made that plan in the very first step. And as we know from experience, most plan A's never pan out. They never work out exactly how we had planned. And so we need to try different things in order to achieve the goals that we want. You know, when I first started the Simple Sober Life, I thought I was going to create a global impact by just sharing, you know, my daily life, my thoughts and things like that. And it wasn't really working out. And that's okay. You know, it was a form of expression for me and a way to get my thoughts and feelings out there. And if someone, you know, happened to come by and like it, then whatever. But then I started realizing I could really make a global impact with this. And so I would try something on YouTube. Well, that didn't really work out as great as I'd hoped. Okay, so let's move over to Facebook and see if we can reach more people and create a more positive impact over there. Had a lot more success. And so, I would try different strategies on Facebook, kind of play around with it and, figure out what worked to get the most eyes on my content so that I could create the biggest impact. And, it took a lot of trial and error. It took a lot of making mistakes. It took a lot of, learning along the way. And so finally, I've been working with someone to help me, move the business forward and, create the impact that I ultimately want to. So it doesn't really matter what your goals are, whatever aspect of life, what your ultimate goal is. Try different things in order to get there. Don't immediately give up just because the first strategy didn't work. You are better off failing 100 times and ultimately reaching the success that you desire than giving up. The only regrets in life are the risks that you don't take. Speaking of risks, tip number 7 is take smart risks. Anything that you do, there comes an element of risk. If you put money into something, you could very easily lose your cash. We have seen this quite a bit recently with the stocks. They're up and down and up and down and up and down, and they're so volatile right now. And, a lot of people flooded the markets with cash when everything crashed. And, they got a little bit of a payout and they dumped some more money in, and then everything crashed again. It was like a financial roller coaster. It was crazy. And there were news articles about kids, who knew nothing about the stock market, losing thousands of dollars that they didn't have. It was horrible. But we need to take risk. Smart, calculated risks. Do your research. Get help. Find someone who has done it before you. Find out what their strategies are and take those risks. And my biggest piece of advice on this is take smart risks on yourself. I have recently taken a risk in hiring a business coach to help move the Simple Sober Life forward a little bit more efficiently and more effectively. And I am seeing the payout in dividends. I brought on a coach and to help me strategize a little bit better and really form a vision of what I want this company to be. And it is paying off because I am reaching so many more people around the world who I believe that I can help. And it is exhilarating to see the progress that we are making. So take those smart risks. Tip number 8 is learn from the experts. It doesn't really matter what area of your life you are wanting to grow in and develop in and have set goals for. There are other numerous thousands, hundreds of thousands of people out there who have done it before you, and their content is all over the internet. If you have financial goals, you've got Dave Ramsey, you've got who's another one? Oh gosh, I forget her name. I used to watch her quite a bit. Anyway, there are a bunch of different financial gurus out there. One of the tips that I help portray are financial tips for helping you grow your money. If you are looking for relationships, there are a number of different relationship experts out there. People who specialize in human behavior. I listen to the guys at work, and they come into work and they start talking about their relationships, and some of them can't understand why their girlfriend or their wife is mad at them. And when they go through the situation, I just kind of step back. I'm like, really? You can't understand why she might be aggravated at you because you told her to go, I don't know, do the dishes or, go make me a sandwich or whatever the case may be. Really? Can't understand that, huh? Interesting. So if you have any sort of goal, seek out advice from the experts. There is a ton of free content on there. And if you are so inclined to, keep moving forward, then there are a ton of personal development and life coaches out there, relationship coaches, financial coaches, spirituality coaches, health coaches. There is a coach for any sort of goal that you want to achieve. Tip number 9, my friends, for creating success in sobriety is mastering the word no. I know. It's a hard word sometimes to say. It really is because, deep down, we really don't want to disappoint someone. And we care about what other people think about us. But if we say yes to everyone, then we disappoint everyone. There's only so much time in the day. There's only so many things that we can do. There's only so much energy we can give other people. And we need to be able to master that word no so that we are able to put ourselves first, because we are not able to help anyone else. If we're stressed with anxiety, if we're stressed with depression, if we're stressed with 100 million things that we have to do because we keep saying yes to everyone, we can't help others until we help ourselves first. We need to make sure that, we're on track to achieving our goals. We need to make sure that we're on track to achieving what we want, whether it be in finance or relationships or spirituality or health or employment, whatever the case may be. We need to be on track because all of those other things are a distraction until we have a solid path and we're working towards what we want to achieve in this life. We are put here on earth for a purpose, and being in sobriety, we are given a chance to excel and succeed at achieving that purpose. And we need to keep moving forward with that. Doesn't mean we can't help others along the way. That's not what that means at all. But our primary focus should be to achieving that goal. Now, that goal may be helping others, but we need to be strategic about it. We need to, say no to people who aren't qualified to receive our assistance. And there are people out there, people who really don't want help. They just want to have someone to listen to them bitch. That is not a qualified person who deserves your time. It's a time sucker. So learn and master the word no. Tip number 10 for creating success in sobriety is invest in relationships. I have never heard of anyone say, I've got too many friends. How awesome is it if you are able to go somewhere and, you're greeted by a whole slew of people. And that doesn't necessarily mean friendships. It means in relationships, in business, in, family matters. Really invest in working in building those relationships. Throughout my life, I've always kind of prided myself, I guess, on being kind of introverted and kind of a loner. But the best times I have ever had in my life, and I have the confidence to know that the true relationships that I have built up are rock solid. I can call on those select relationships at any time if I needed something. And this has occurred in building friendships. This has occurred in building business relationships. This has occurred in, being in romantic relationships. Invest in relationships. It is truly one of the most important aspects of life, because as human beings, we absolutely need that human interaction. We have to have it. And so if you are able to invest in relationships and build strong bonds, then you will have success in sobriety. My friends, I hope you got value out of this. If you did, please make sure to give this video a big ol' like. Also, comment down below. I would love to hear what you have to say about this topic. And subscribe. Hit that bell when you subscribe so you get notified each time I create a video. And until next time, cheers.